you guys, it's Brian Paul sitting here in VR as always, and I'm playing Farpoint. Now, I'm definitely not sitting, I'm standing in VR. Not one of my favorite things to do, but this game just demands it. It feels so good to stand in VR. I think it all has to do with this controller right here. I've been calling this thing the best peripheral ever made for video games, second to the PlayStation VR itself. It just feels so good. Like it feels like you have this gun in your hand, and it just adds to the immersion, just totally. Now, I've been having a little bit of trouble with this game. It's it's tough, man. It's tough. I have died countless times, and it is still very early on in the game. There is no flat screen that conveys what it's like to be inside of this game. It looks wonderful. This is absolutely one of my favorite games in VR at the moment. This and Resident Evil are probably tied for first. Now, jeez, this game freaks me out. Have you guys seen the movie Arachnophobia? Jeez. When I was a kid, I saw Arachnophobia. By the way, I haven't actually played through this part, so like, I wish this was a flashlight instead of a scanner. I'm constantly trying to use it as a flashlight. Arachnophobia set me up for this game years ago. Jesus. Just about a bunch of spiders that accidentally came to America and bred with, I don't know, some normal spiders. Jeez. Can I just run through this? I need to run through it. I just can't be in here anymore. I'm getting creeped out. I feel cobwebs on my body. It is, yeah. Whew, that was rough. A little claustrophobic too. I'm a total mess. So, yeah, the big thing that got me in Arachnophobia when I was a kid was the spiders that like kind of leapt at you, like they jumped at you, and I was like, they were the big furry spiders. And oh, come on, what is this? And lo and behold, what do we have in this game? That's not one of them. That's the first time I've seen a spider approach me like that. The smaller common enemy type, the common enemy type, the one you see hundreds of before the game even gets going, is exactly that. It's I'd say, a spider the size of my torso that jumps at your face, and it's scary as all hell. I don't enjoy it. I actually was petrified to play the game. So the funny thing is I got this game later than most of the YouTubers. A lot of them, you know, were a little more proactive. They went to their game stores last night. Anybody who had a 9 o'clock sale or something like that. But I didn't. I'd had it pre-ordered from Amazon for so long, and they didn't cancel my pre-order with the bundle that came with the aim controller. And so I was like, I just better just leave good enough alone. I was stuck at work late anyway, and then we had to record the Gamescast. The second I got back, I was already late for that. Michelle and Jeremy were waiting for me in the driveway. And so it was a busy night already. And I thought I was going to be okay with playing it a little later than everybody. But then around like midnight, I was getting text messages from some of the game cats, JD and Lewis Knight, and they were online. They were playing, and they were having a great time. And they felt the need to tell me about it, and which is great. But what it did was just make me real jealous and made me wish that I had been a little more proactive about picking it up. Oh man. Now, I have a fan on me right now because I will say, standing, holding this gun, and keeping the VR mask on, it's definitely a warmer day here in the city. I needed a fan on. I got to keep the breeze flowing. It strangely adds to the immersion. Like, There's always a little bit of a breeze in this game, it seems like. And having a fan on just adds to it. This is creepy. So yeah, so I was a little bit jealous of everyone playing last night. So well, you know, I did what everyone else did, I guess, and I went on YouTube or Twitch and I watched people stream the game. And I was like, oh, this looks okay, you know, like. Here's one of those guys. Here's a couple of them. Yeah. Wow, it's like they just keep coming. Jeez, I couldn't get away from that. That was stupid. You're supposed to shoot them, but my gun had overheated. I wasn't fast enough to switch to my shotgun. You can switch two ways. There you go. You can either throw the gun up by your shoulder like this, and it'll switch, which is pretty cool. Or you can just hit triangle, which is even cooler because it's wicked fast. I like shooting down the scopes. And the scope is awesome because God, it feels like you're really holding a gun in your hand. Put it right up to your eye and you can see right down the scope. Look at that. How cool is that? It's pretty steady too. It's not glitching out or anything like that. Very, very good job, Sony. This game is phenomenal. The controller is phenomenal. I played it with Dick Wild all morning while I was waiting for this game to install. And, oh, where did you come from? To install and for the patch to download. So I had some time on my hands to play with the aim controller. Using it in Dick Wild, it's obviously an extremely different experience. But man, it works really well in that game too. Dick Wild is a lot of fun. I was surprised because I had no interest in playing Dick Wild, like at all. Come on. So yeah, like I said, I was watching, I think the first person I went to, like, I always like to go to Dave's station first. I love when Dave Station is playing a game because he's pretty funny. The drunk thing is I could take it or leave it, but his Let's Plays are awesome. His personality is always spot on. He's always got a good sense of humor. And we like Dave Station a lot around here without Parole Games. So I watched him first, and he did two separate streams. I want to say about an hour total, maybe not quite. And I will say that I was unimpressed, not with his stream, but with what I saw in the game. And that's the deal, is that what you're going to see on this video is, to you, might look very unimpressive. You know, for some reason, Resident Evil 7, even when you're watching it on TV, you're like, oh, I could get a feel for this. I could get an idea of what this is like in VR. But when I was watching Farpoint, I couldn't get a feel for it at all. I had no idea like that the scope was gonna feel so big. And then, holy crap. This is a little much. Alright. Looks like we'll be alright here. So you scan these holograms or holographic images. This is sort of where the story comes from. There's a story going on here. I have the volume turned way, way down. So, yeah, she's just scaling the wall. No big deal. So, do we have to do that too? Do I have to turn sideways? Jeez. Wow. I don't know if I need my back to the wall like this, but I figured that's what they were doing. Might as well do it. Jeez. Yeah, this is absolutely one of my favorite VR games, and I'm probably, I don't know, at this point, if I hadn't died so much, maybe an hour in at best. So I don't know where it's going. The story is good, despite the fact that I have the volume down. I have the volume down just for filming this. Jeez. Thank God that glitched a little. That was strange. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the voices weren't like total overkill. But the voice acting is good. The story's good. It's an interesting story. I mean, so far, somewhat interesting. Who knows? It could get better. It could get worse. Alright, I better keep moving. I don't like the idea of being on a ledge, because anytime I see an enemy, my first reaction is to just back up. You know, just back up and fire the whole way. And I've definitely fallen off ledges that way and, well, died, you know, pretty easily. So, both of my guns have secondary weapons, which is nice. This one has, let's say, we'll call them rockets, because I just picked up rocket ammo for it. You have to switch to your other gun to get your grenades. You just have to move the gun in place. And the good thing that this game does that I haven't seen in any other game, you know, so often when you're playing a game and your controller goes out of view, everything just goes glitchy. But what Farpoint does is this. It shows you literally in space. It shows you the camera there in front, sitting on top of the TV, and it shows you the bottom layer of space that you can play. That'll happen if you reach too far out to the sides. There we go, and then way up here as well. So if you hold down, I want to say it's the options button. Still getting used to this controller a bit. You can kind of see the room that you're in and what the camera can see. So kind of know your boundaries a little bit. And if this isn't enough for you, well, get a bigger apartment, because my legs, the back of my legs are pushed against the couch that I usually sit on. And I even pushed that back like an extra foot or so I could have some space. So I'm going to say there's roughly 6.5, maybe 7 at best feet between me and the TV, and it's kind of perfect. If you have a little more space than that, you might find that it's even better, but I've got no problems at all. Yeah, and I'm definitely calling this like a new type of VR game or experience for me, because, you know, come on. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die. That was stupid. I didn't play that right at all, and then I backed myself into a corner. That's not the way to do it. But yeah, this doesn't feel like a normal PlayStation VR game. This feels like, you know, like that next step, that next evolution between, you know, those first generation PlayStation VR games where you're, you know, sitting there using a controller and just kind of moving around, and then you get this, you know, awesome peripheral and you're standing and it all just feels right. And the dual analog sticks on the controller, thank goodness, because we all wanted those navigational controllers to work from the PlayStation 3 era days. You know, the ones that went along with the Move ones. So this is the perfect solution to that. I can keep my distance from this guy. Why not have to... Oh. No distance. I will say that it takes a little while to get used to this. The controller is phenomenal, but I'm constantly forgetting I have an analog stick right here by my right hand. There's some tracking here too. It's cool. When you fire the rocket, you do control it in the air. So it's sort of more of a homing missile that you control the homing while it's flying, which is pretty nice. Just adds an extra element to the whole secondary fire deal. Yeah, everything here just feels really good. Now the question is, though, is like, where is this game going? Like, I hope it could very possibly be just this, like exploring these barren locations for the next like 4 hours or however long this game might be. And I hope that's not. Oh crap. Okay. I just hope that's not the case. I hope, you know, we've definitely seen some cool caves. You know, not like this cave, but like a little more mystical caves, I guess you'd call it. I don't think I want to go in there. Can I go in there? I don't want to go in there. Oh, good. They don't let me go in here. Huh. If they let me go, I probably wouldn't have gone anyway. Oh, of course I would have. But it would have been awful. Alright. So let's move on. Let's hopefully find something a little bit different, something new. Yep. As soon as it comes charging at you, it's almost too late. Like you've already screwed up, because you should have, you know, hit it with more firepower from a distance, all that stuff. Yeah, it's this and that. Good. All right. Come on. The hell? I don't know what this spider's doing, but it definitely did something I didn't see before. It's like spewing liquid and stuff. It's alright. Jeez. Those things are a little too accurate in their shots. Is this guy hiding or is he dead? I assume he's dead because he hasn't moved. Here we go. Jeez. Yeah, I'm getting my butt kicked and there's no one even near me. Alright. You know, so many games have cover-based shooting. They, you know, they advertise it on the back of the box, you know, which means you... That means you run up to a wall, and either your character automatically clings to it, which we all hate, or you hit like circle or triangle or some crap, and then they throw their back against the wall. I haven't... There's none of that here, like no button presses, which is good. But there's this, where you just can hide against the wall. And you can reach your gun out. Not totally blind firing, because you can see. You have a little bit of protection. It's something, again, to get used to, because they kind of took the video game out of video games. They removed having to push a button, with just doing the thing that you need to do. So I'm assuming that's probably why I've gotten my my butt kicked so often, because I am not using that mechanic. I mean, it's a mechanic that they don't tell you exists because, well, it's just there. It's just part of the game. You know, if you're a person and there's a wall, then you can hide behind the wall. Makes sense, right? Alright. Come on. Ah! Jeez. Oh man. That was really close. It's stuck up on that wall. Alright. We could just take these guys out. There's gotta be a little clearing after this. There's gotta be. Jeez. Everywhere. I also say that hitting L3 to run doesn't run very fast. Alright, well, I guess we should get moving. It's also not... Game's also not super clear about where the save points are, which is a problem. When I started this Let's Play, I really thought that I was going to be further along than I was. The game had restarted me a couple times after dying at a certain part. And that's not where it started me when I loaded my saved game. So there are checkpoints, but they are different than the save points. So keep an eye out on that. What the heck is all this stuff? Oh, no way. There's a lot of stuff to blow up.
Oh, shit. This won't be good.
Alright. Well, I think I've gone long enough. So this is just my first impression. This is just my first, my second time really sitting down to play this game. But I'm really enjoying it. So if you are waiting for a review, don't wait for a review. This is absolutely worth playing as soon as you can. If you have PlayStation VR already, this is a no-brainer. And get the aim controller. That's the real no-brainer. This thing feels phenomenal. Alright, you guys. I'll definitely be back with some more impressions within the next 24 hours. Thanks for watching. I love you all.